Warning, this video is an attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie Obsession and the characters therein, which will probably upset some of you for some reason. You know, I don't think I've seen the internet freak out about a movie like they have with Obsession. At least not in a long time. Maybe K-pop Demon Hunters was the last time where like everywhere you looked, everyone had an opinion about it. I guess you could say everyone's kinda obsessed. So I knew I had to make a video about it, but like they kept pushing back the VOD release date, you know, because y'all kept on watching it. $750,000 budget and it made $300 million. One of the biggest indie film success stories of all time. Now, I didn't make a lot of videos about horror stuff, but I mean, a semi-rom-com about a nerdy loser guy who gets the girl at the end. Wow, this sounds like a nice, wholesome movie. But okay, let's check it out. So come along, kids. Let's take a walk.
I feel like I'm coming apart. I think about you all the time, Nikki. And I try not to. You're in every song I listen to.
Marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bear.
Nikki! So this is our main character, Bear. Bear is 25, according to the screenplay, and he's never outgrown his awkward high school loser persona, which means he's gonna have a great career one day as an online content creator. Hi there, welcome to Twitch. Are you mentally stuck at 15? Perfect, we're gonna put you on the front page.
If you want.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sorry I
No.
made you do that.
No, it's okay, you're okay. It's fun break.
Just pretend like...
You're good.
Oh my god, dude, that was so embarrassing. Can we...
I don't know, man. You got that strawberry milkshake sitting right there, so something tells me you're the kind of guy who's internalized a few too many rom-coms written by equally pathetic losers as yourself. I mean, trust me, ain't my first rodeo. So this is Bear's friend, Ian. I guess they're not really like friends, but they like work together. But anyway, Ian is currently trying to help Bear practice how to ask out a girl named Nikki, the girl of his dreams.
Have you ever actually like flirted with Nikki? Be playfully mean with her.
Be mean to her.
Playfully mean, yeah, but bring up freaky Nikki.
And that will, like, take her breath away.
Just say, Nikki, I think we should grab a drink sometime.
Okay, so real talk, if you have to try this hard to have this kind of like game plan on how to ask a girl out, then like, it's already gonna fail, okay? If it's this hard, you've already lost. I mean, as douchey as Ian is, like he's right when he says, you know, have you ever even flirted with Nikki, like at all? Cause it's really weird to come out of nowhere and be like, dearest fair maiden, I know we've only exchanged mere pleasantries these past few years, but I must inform you that I wish to begin a courtship. Bro, I just came over here to fart, okay? Anyway, so that night, Bear goes home and finds his cat dead. Apparently it got into his grandma's medicine or whatever.
No. Oh, no. How did you get into these?
Little backstory. So Bear's living in his grandma's house who recently passed away. So, you know, it's full of all kinds of grandma stuff, like insanely racist paperweights. As you might imagine, Bear's got a lot on his mind. His cat died, he has no idea how to ask out Nikki, he's walking around with this haircut like my dude can't catch a break. So it's Wednesday night, which means trivia night, because Bear and his friends are super cool. The team is Bear, Ian, Nikki, and their other friend Sarah, and they all work together at this like music shop place, which seems to have a lot of employees for a random store on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. So he's feeling pretty down, as you could imagine, but Nikki, of all people, calls him up to ask if he's gonna hang out with a friend group that night.
I don't think I can tonight. I'm just catching up on some stuff.
Yeah, so I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
Really?
Shit! God damn it!
Are you okay?
No, I just dropped my crystal necklace down the drain.
Oh, no, crystal necklace. Bear, get out while you still can. But then again, Nikki is a hot Latina, so one can only remain strong for so long. Now, because Nikki dropped her necklace, Bear gets this idea to get her another one. You know, be the hero, get his foot in the door, and then have no idea what to do afterwards, like me 80% of the time. I love how it says amaze your friends. Hey guys, check this out. Awesome, do it again.
Yeah, well, they've been pretty popular since we put them out. You know, everybody wants a wish. Some people don't open them, but the people who do, you know, come back and complain.
Or it does work and it like ruins their lives.
Or they die or wish they were dead.
Ah yes, the Millennial Special. Rather experienced myself. Also, you know, it's kind of funny that Bear is better at flirting with this girl here than he is with the girl he actually likes, which is such a real thing, by the way. Why does that happen? Anyway, so he buys the One Wish Willow to give to Nikki later that night at trivia.
Anything else?
I'll get a pina colada.
Pina colada?
Don't make fun of my drink. What?
I like a man who's in touch with his feminine.
Hey, whoa, didn't ask your opinion, Nikki. So here we get a look at who Nikki is. And she seems like she's kind of one of those girls who's like those like ball buster types, you know? She's always like, ha, bitch can't handle all this. I've never met a guy who can keep up with me. And then they just lay there like SpongeBob. Also, again, somewhat ironic, but earlier Bear was like, you want me to be mean to her? Why would I do that? But then she's literally doing the same thing to him right now, and it's clearly working, so, interesting. Okay, so trivia's about to start, and Bear's left standing there with Sarah, the other girl they work with that I mentioned, you know, and he tells her that his cat died earlier that night.
Tonight's theme is going to be early film trivia.
Sandy died.
Okay, this first one's a two-parter.
What?
And you have to answer both. Here we go.
Really?
This animated film features a blue genie.
Bear, I'm so sorry.
Wait, hold on, back up. So the trivia topic was early film trivia, and the question was, this film has a blue genie that grants wishes. Ah, yes, the ancient year of 1992. But more importantly, so here we get a look into the dynamics of the whole friend group, okay? So Ian is kind of like a douche, right? Nikki seems like one of those girls who's one of the guys, you know? And Bear has a huge crush on Nikki, even though Sarah over here is clearly into Bear on some level, and he just like doesn't notice, doesn't care. So Bear's choices are Crystal Mommy or Septum Girl. So this dude never stood a chance. Like, you might as well put that chastity belt in your Amazon cart right now, my dude. Anyway, so trivia night's over and it's time to go home. Nikki needs a ride, and so of course Bear's like,
Long day. I don't want to go to the next fucking bar with
My
you guys.
car's headed to Greedos.
We could drop her off on the way.
I can take you home.
Okay.
Jesus, Ian.
Ian, get your girl home safe.
Ew, don't say it like that.
See you later, Bear.
All right, Bear.
yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. So Bear takes Nikki home, and of course on the way they have some kind of heart-to-heart talk, you know, talk about life, man. It's all very Life is Strange, you know what I'm saying? Come on, Max, let's get out of this town. I hate my dad.
Not happy there.
I mean, it's just a job, Nikki.
Yeah, well, I want to write.
Oh, a Crystal Mommy and a writer. Well, something tells me this movie would have gone the same way for Bear, whether he made the wish or not.
No, it's not a romance, it's a love story.
Isn't that the same thing?
You know, you're the only person that I get to really talk to about this stuff.
Ah, yes. Well, see, Bear, when a girl says that, what she really means is, you better not ask me out and ruin this friendship. Anyway, so Bear takes her home and he tries to flirt with her like Ian said, but I mean, you see the kind of sweaters he wears. You can only imagine what kind of game he has.
Night, Freaky Nikki.
Ew, don't call me that.
I know, I was kidding.
Do you like me?
I think we're good friends.
My dude, she's leaving anyway. This is your chance. She says, do you like me? And then you say, what? Yes, I do. Also, apropos of nothing, I'm gonna get a haircut, so don't worry. But alas, he says no when she goes into her house.
One wish, Willow. Amazed your friends. You only get one wish. I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anyone in the
Shrekin.
world.
Okay, so jokes aside, up until this point, Bear was just a dude with a crush on a girl that he was too scared to talk to. Okay, a story of my life. He pulls out this $7 wishing toy. He's like, golly gee, I sure wish Nikki loved me too. But here's where everything changes, okay?
Maybe you want to come inside? I mean, I did just lose my cat, Bear.
You lost your cat?
Oh, wait. I mean, you lost your cat. I'm so sorry.
So as you can see, Nikki's starting to act a little out of character. She's saying things that don't make sense. She also demands to go over to his house to spend the night.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nikki, Why?
My dad's dying.
And you know, to Bear's credit, he's not immediately jumping at the chance to take advantage of her or whatever. Like, he gives her privacy and space. He doesn't want to make it weird. He turns around when she takes her shirt off. And like, based on what people were saying about this movie online, I expected Bear to be this like horribly angry, misogynistic incel dude, right? But like, up until this point, he's just some super socially awkward loser who has a crush on a girl, and he uses a $7 wishing toy that he assumes is not going to work. And then when Nikki starts acting like this, he's very confused and put off by it.
What were you doing?
I was just going to the bathroom.
Can you lay with me?
I don't know, Nikki.
Obviously, things get different later on, but at least up to this point, Bear has like no idea that the wishing willow worked. And again, to his credit, the very next day he immediately tells Ian that he thinks something's wrong with Nikki. Like he seems genuinely concerned.
Just pretend like we're
Laugh.
I think Nikki is going through something.
What?
I don't know, dude. She was acting so weird. Like she would
Like what? Is she okay?
No.
Now, I've seen a lot of people saying that this part is showing how Bear's trying to make Nikki seem crazy to other people or whatever, but like, again, he has no way of knowing that the toy works. Like, why would he think it did? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was $7. Like, in any other circumstance, you'd probably do the same thing if your friends started acting like this out of nowhere, right? Anyway, so that night, Ian apparently talked to Nikki, and she said that she was on some drugs or whatever, and so maybe that explains why she was acting so erratic, you know, like when she and Bear kissed earlier.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
You kissed me.
I know, I thought I saw something.
So at this point, Bear thinks that Nikki was acting weird, kissed him, freaked out, etc. because she was on drugs, right? So again, to him, in this moment, it all seems totally above board. But then, out of nowhere, Nikki goes over to Bear's house to apologize.
I was on MDMA, so if I was weird, that's why, and not saying that you took advantage of me.
Nikki, I didn't know you were on drugs.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
Not saying what?
You took advantage of me.
I don't think I didn't.
I know, that's why I'm saying you didn't.
Okay, see, this is my point. Like, given the circumstances, Bear's being pretty normal about this, okay? Given what he does and does not know by this point in the movie, like, he could have slept with her, or he could have taken some kind of advantage of her, but he was rather gentlemanly at the time. I mean, you know, for a guy who has this many Cosby sweaters. Wait, do you think this was on purpose? Like, do you think they dressed him like this intentionally?
I really like what we have, and I want to be honest about some things, and it's really important for me.
It's okay.
I know you like me, Bear.
Why do you like me?
Would it freak you out if I said yes?
And thus begins their relationship. They start dating, hanging out, kissing, doing the devil's tango. And Bear's finally living the life he always wanted. Hot dog. Turns out Nikki was in love with him the whole time.
What do you want to do? I mean, I've never really asked.
Well, that's not all your fault. Call me a closed book.
Well, I guess the good thing about a closed book is
Is that I can return it to the Scholastic Book Fair and exchange it for the new Animorphs book. Maybe this is the one where things finally start making sense. No, it still doesn't. Now, suddenly, Bear gets a phone call from Ian. See, remember when Nikki told Bear that her dad was, like, sick or whatever? And Bear told that to Ian, and apparently Ian looked into this, because as far as Ian knew, Nikki hated her dad and hasn't seen or talked to him in, like, years.
I'm not gonna tell Sarah about this because I don't want to spread drama. I looked into Nikki's dad having cancer, and he's healthy as a baby.
The heck does that mean? My dude, babies just have constant projectile vomit and diarrhea. The heck you talking about? Also, how exactly would you find this out? Like, pretty sure you can't just call up a hospital and they tell you someone's medical history. Okay, so is Ian lying about this? Or was Nikki lying to Ian and Sarah about her dad this whole time? But okay, let's assume it's all true. Bear goes back to talk to Nikki about what he just learned.
Does your dad really have cancer?
no.
What?
No, don't do that! I thought we were having a nice day!
We are.
Okay, see, Bear, I don't know why you're making this face. You wanted the Crystal Mommy Latina experience, and you got the Crystal Mommy Latina experience. But here's where Bear starts to maybe kind of realize what's really going on here.
Bear, I love you so much. I don't think I could live without you.
You love me more than anyone in the world?
Yes, more than anyone.
Now, okay, up to this point, I feel like Bear has plausible deniability. I mean, there's no way he would have known the cheap toy would work. He was genuinely concerned for Nikki the day after it started, and he refused to take advantage of her even when it was, like, presented to him, right? I mean, she kissed him after all, right? Now, right here, though, at the halfway point of the movie, he does finally start to realize that the wish actually worked. But, like, even then, like, literally every rom-com is about trying to find a way to get the other person to like you, or you manufacture a meet cute or whatever, right? Like, I've seen some internet comment threads where it's like, he only saw her as an object and wanted to remove her autonomy. That's why he made that wish. But like he didn't wish that she would do whatever he wanted, or I wish that she would become obsessed with me and me only. He specifically wished that Nikki would love him more than anyone, which is literally what everyone who has ever had a crush wants. Like every single fanfic about like, golly gee, I sure wish One Direction would kidnap me and fall in love with me all at the same time. Like as if half the girls who saw this movie haven't wished the exact same thing before. Hello, it is I, Willem Dafoe, from the movie The Lighthouse, and I've secretly been in love with you for years. Like, you have to look at the context, okay? If Bear had gone to the store specifically and been like, hey, do you have something that'll force a girl to fall in love with me? Or if he like searched on the internet for some kind of like weird ritual that's gonna make anyone fall in love with you, then yeah, that's some funky stuff, man. Or like later on, we find out that maybe Ian and Nikki have been hooking up, right? But Bear doesn't learn this until the very end of the movie. So like, for example, if he'd found this out at the beginning of the movie and he was like, oh, so Nikki's just some slut that bangs every guy except me, huh? Well, I'll show you. Then yeah, he'd be like some misogynistic incel. But for at least half of the movie, he has no idea that this would work. And in fact, he's concerned for Nikki when she does change. To me, at least, it totally seems like a fanfic or whatever that he thinks would have no way of actually coming true. I'm not saying Bear is a blameless, innocent victim, okay? But I think some of you are a little too quick to attach motivation and subtext to this character that is not based on the movie. Like, it really seems like some of you want him to be a horrible, incel, intentionally malicious guy, regardless of what actually happens in the movie. Even the guy who played Bear himself said this about the character. I never thought of Bear as a villain, but what really drew me to this story was the gray morals of it all. Bear has good in him and has bad in him, like all of us. I do think that he leans more toward the bad in a lot of ways. Fully the antagonist, though? I don't think I would say fully, because the key thing is he didn't know that the wish was going to work. Sure, his desires were incredibly selfish, totally, 100%, but he didn't know the wish was going to work. And you have to assume that this guy was in close talks with the writer-director of the movie the whole time, so basically both of them are saying that Bear is meant to be ambiguous, and you all are just over here like, nyah. Like, are you all equally upset about the Disney Channel original movie Zapped or 16 Wishes? Because fundamentally, these are all the same movie. Like, remember Descendants 1, Mal cast a spell that made Ben fall in love with her? Where's all the Reddit threads about that? I don't see no 2-hour video essays. You know, I made a video years ago about the show WandaVision, and everyone got so mad at me when I said it's crazy that we're supposed to be so understanding about how Wanda enslaves an entire town and uses magic to force her husband to stay with her and have kids with her. Huh, isn't that interesting? I found this comment in a Reddit thread that puts it so perfectly, so I'm just gonna read part of it. But remember, this sub attracts the most obsessed fans of the movie. They flex about watching it at the theater like 10 times already. They make several posts a day about it. They make crazy over-analysis and theories that have no ground in the reality of the film, etc. It's not just a movie for them. They're incredibly emotionally invested and attached to an unhealthy degree. It's almost cultish at this point. And people who are chronically online or addicted to a piece of media aren't the most emotionally stable or media literate to begin with. So a lot of it comes from an emotional standpoint, hence the refusal to engage with the material in good faith and just making it say what they want the movie to say in an over-the-top, sanctimonious, dogmatic way. It's like a ritual for them, a catharsis. See also Encanto. But anyway.
Why don't you love me?
Nikki, where are you?
So the movie goes on. Nikki gets more and more insane. She walks around like this. She cooks up his dead cat and feeds it to him. She waits for him to come home so long that she pees herself. And what we come to find out is that the real Nikki is trapped inside of this demon Nikki. And every so often she gets to come out for just like a brief second. Which is why Nikki seems to be acting the way she does. It's like the more the real Nikki tries to break free, the more the demon has to overcorrect. Once Bear realizes that this happened because of the wish, he finds a phone number on the back of the box and he calls it to try and get his wish changed.
Is her love real?
Just because you chose this for her doesn't make it less real.
Okay, then I would like to cancel.
We don't really do that.
What?
I love how chill the wizards are in this movie. Like, this dude's like, yeah, so your girlfriend's soul is like trapped here or whatever. Anyway, I gotta go reheat my nachos, bro. Glaucoma or something.
Do you want to talk to her? You want to talk to her?
Who is that?
Nikki.
Now, just to be clear, I'm not defending all of Bear's actions, okay? Because at this point in the movie, he knows the wish worked, and he knows the real Nikki's soul is like trapped or whatever, but he keeps on dating her and tries to like continue on as if this isn't the most horrible situation anyone could imagine. Although, to be fair, what is he supposed to do? Because if he breaks up with her, she's gonna hunt him down. And the only other choice, as we learn, is that the spell will break if he dies.
What the hell? What can I do then?
When you die, the wish will go away.
You're sure there's nothing else I can do?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you live. Sounds to me like you have a moral obligation to be there for her.
Another option appears when the real Nikki is able to speak very briefly while the demon Nikki is asleep.
You are you, Nikki.
Please don't wake her up. Just kill me.
Now, this is another part I've seen so many posts about that I find so baffling. Like, I've literally seen people say, like, if Bear truly loved Nikki, he would have killed her when she asked. Cause, like, it's just that easy, you know? And then what? He goes to prison for life? Obviously, he doesn't want to do that. Also, it's well established in this movie that he's like a low self-esteem, probably depressed loser guy. So, like, of course, he's not gonna suddenly do this completely out of character thing. Now, that being said, his reaction to this is very telling, though.
What would be so bad? What's so bad about being with me?
Okay, Bear, see, I was trying to be fair, okay? And then you go and you say that, like, maybe everyone's right about you, you know? And this is further solidified when he knows it's not the real Nikki, and he knows the real Nikki is trapped, but he still keeps going on like this.
Anything you want me to
No,
be.
don't say that.
Anything you want me to be. Let me be Nikki.
You're not being like me.
But this also brings up another interesting thematic element of the movie, I guess, which is like people are saying, you know, if he truly loved Nikki, then he would do this incredibly selfless thing for her. But remember, his wish was not that Nikki would become obsessed with him. He wished that she would love him. So why isn't her love for him as selfless as you're claiming that his love for her should be? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying Nikki's the bad guy or Bear is some like blameless victim or whatever. I'm just saying there's many ways you could look at this movie. Like maybe the wish didn't work at all. Maybe Bear's just that cool. You ever thought of that? But anyway, so the very end of the movie, Nikki has killed Sarah and Ian. Bear realizes that there's no way out of this unless he dies. So he eats all the rest of his grandma's Flintstone vitamins, I assume, and dies in the arms of Nikki, who is finally freed from the spell. And that's more or less the end of the movie. Yeah, so whatever your personal interpretation of the movie is, it really is a fantastic film. It's a great horror, great writing, the acting is incredible. Nikki, obviously, fantastic job. But like with a lot of other movies and shows, especially recently, the online discourse is just insane. Like, what is it about this movie in particular that people made it their entire personalities? Like, there's something very funny to me about how this movie about the dangers of unchecked obsession has gone on to spawn one of the most insanely obsessed fan bases I've ever seen. Congrats, y'all, nailed it. Now again, I need to be very clear here, okay? Ultimately, Bear is the bad guy. He doesn't know what he did until late in the movie, but when he figures it out, he just keeps on rationalizing to himself because, like, he wants Nikki, and he doesn't seem to really care that she's being tortured the whole time, but rather he wants the demon to just act like Nikki so that he can pretend that he's actually dating Nikki, you know? Like, this is a bad dude. Yes, absolutely. Nikki is completely innocent. Her life is forever ruined because of some depressed, selfish loser guy, okay? Yes, like that's the outcome of the movie. But how we get to that point, I think, is a lot more nuanced than a lot of you were giving the movie credit for.